Hi, I'm Aiman, and welcome back to another one of my auto repair videos. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to remove and replace the CV axle, or the drive shaft, for a 2016 to 2020 Honda Civic, or also known as Civic X, or Civic 10th generation. This is going to be on the driver's side, but we're also going to do a video on the passenger side. I'm going to go right into explaining things. So first off, you need to make sure that you have the car jacked up, and of course you want to take off the tire. Because we need to have access to the CV axle nut. Now, if you want to take out this nut and you don't have a power tool, I have a separate video on how to do it. I also have a separate video on how to take out the tire, how to take out this hubcap, the center cap, and how to jack up the car. So go check those out if you need them. But if you don't have a power tool or an impact wrench to take out this nut, then you're going to need to do it with the tire on. So go check out that video if you don't have an impact wrench. But with that all being said and done, if you want to see the whole process with the power tool, then check out the passenger side video, which I'll show you the whole process there. But now that we have access to this, you'd want to knock out this little notch here so that we're able to unscrew this nut and then take it out. Obviously, it's not going to be as loose as it is right now, but now we'll have access to the CV axle. Okay, so you only have to jack up the car on one side if you're just doing one side. In this case, we have it on both sides so we can have clearance for the video. You want to raise it a bit higher if you're using an impact wrench, just because it will give you the clearance to take out the bolts and nuts. So continuing on, we're going to take out these 3 nuts that connect this ball joint to the lower control arm. So these are going to be 17 millimeter. Okay, this is a sturdy car. So let's take it out. Okay. Some people, they take out the brake caliper, but it's actually not necessary for this job. All right, so here's the 17 millimeter nuts. Okay, so now I'm going to use the pry bar to separate the lower control arm from the ball joint. My dad's warning me that I might not have the strength for this, so we're gonna see. Let's see, what's a good place to put it? Okay. All right, I'm gonna put it right behind there. Let me just, yep. All right, it looks like it's out. I'm sorry, before you do that, you should knock this piece in with a hammer just to dislodge it and let it come out of the, what's it called, brake assembly. In this case, we're removing the entire, we're not going to be replacing the same CV axle, so it's okay. We're going to get rid of this CV axle, so. All right, so now it's loose. So now, when we pull it out, we should be able to separate the CV axle from this assembly. Okay, so hold your horses. We're not going to pull it out just yet. We're actually going to pry it out. You don't want to pull it out because that'll damage it'll separate, and you don't want to risk it. But instead, what we're going to do is we're going to take off this bottom panel so that we can access the connection point between the CV axle and the transmission. We have a separate video on how to do that, so we're not going to do it in this video. So check that out if you need to, but we're going to skip right to it. Alrighty. Alright, so now that we have access from the bottom, we can see where the CV axle meets the transmission, right here. So we're gonna get our pry bar. Can't really see. Yes, we're gonna get our pry bar right in between this and then pry it out. Okay, let's see if we can get it on camera. Now this is not something I've seen on the videos covering this yet, so hopefully this is a nice video for you guys. Oh my god. Alright, kind of late to mention, but you probably want to have a drip pan of some sort to catch the transmission oil that's going to come down. Hey, but at least you get to see why it's very important to have one there. Otherwise, you're going to have transmission. Also, this shows you why it shouldn't be directly under the transmission when you're taking this out. You don't want to get it in your eyes. Alright, so now that it's dislodged, we can pull it out. So let's see. So I'm going to pry it out just a little more to give it some more space for me to fully pull it out. So actually, it looks like I should be able to pull it out. It's like 1 inch away from the transmission. So I should be able to just pull it out. It could be at a bad angle. Alright, so we were able to dislodge it. I need to pull back the knuckle while my dad pulled on it so that I had a good angle, but now we're able to get it out. You can see quite a lot of transmission fluid is coming out. Usually it's not this much. It's a bit concerning. But at least we have the CV axle out. You can see the ring on there. It looks like it came out pretty nicely, so I'm not worried. Hopefully the transmission isn't damaged in any way, but there we go. So our theory, I'm pretty sure this is why it happened, is because we jacked both sides of the car up. If you jack just one side of the car up, this one's going to be higher, and therefore fluid's probably not going to leak out of it. So just so you know, if you're doing this job, you probably want to raise one side at a time. But just make sure that if you do lose transmission fluid, just measure how much you've lost so that when you top it back up again, you know about how much to fill it back up with.